Are you wasting your time on the Anti-Candida diet? Hey everyone, welcome to SCD Lifestyle TV. I'm your host this week, Steve Wright, and this is your home for dependable digestion through simple action steps. This week, as you saw by the intro, we're talking about Candida.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
And we're specifically talking about the 3 reasons why the Anti-Candida diet doesn't work by itself. The simple action step is actually that if you've been on the Anti-Candida diet for several months and you're not better yet, then you need more help. It's as simple as that. Now that's a bold statement, so I'm going to explain why. Because it turns out if you do a search on Google, you can find hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of articles about how the Anti-Candida diet is going to solve all of your problems. This is kind of a hot topic, but I want to let you know that I think that's all false. Actually, it's all completely wrong and that you've been sold a bag of lies. And I think I'm okay with saying that because not only have I had training in how to actually treat Candida, not only have I interviewed tens, if not about 100 practitioners now who treat people with Candida, I also had it and I beat it. And it wasn't through the Anti-Candida diet. See, the Anti-Candida diet is a lot like the specific carbohydrate diet. It's a lot like the paleo diet. However, there's kind of a problem here. There's actually 3 of them. But first I want to differentiate between the diets. So a lot of people go on the Anti-Candida diet and they think they can't have a single gram of carbohydrates. Almost every article out there is talking about how if you have just a little bit of fruit or just a little bite of carbohydrate, that your Candida will overgrow again and you're never going to beat it. Well, when people do that, what they're actually adopting is a zero carbohydrate or ketogenic diet. And these diets can be very problematic if you're not working with a nutritionist, a practitioner, or you're not very educated yourself on how to make sure that you don't end up with malabsorption problems, when you don't end up with hormone imbalances, and all other aspects of having a ketogenic diet and not knowing what you're doing. There can be a lot of problems there, and that's why I think there's a lot of people out there who are doing the Anti-Candida diet for maybe several months, years, even longer. They're not seeing success, and they're just getting sicker and sicker. So let's help those people right now. Reason number 1 that the Anti-Candida diet isn't going to work for you is that normally people with Candida also have another gut infection. If you talk to the practitioners that I talk to, if you go through the functional medicine training that I've been through, and then if you see the test results, you'll see that person after person who has Candida also has a parasite or a bacterial infection or a worm. And you need to go and you need to kill those other infections first before the Candida is going to go away. Reason number 2 that the Anti-Candida diet isn't going to solve your problems is that it doesn't address the hormones and the immune system in the gut. And like I said, the Anti-Candida diet is usually implemented in a ketogenic fashion, which downregulates the adrenal system and the thyroid system, which also causes more imbalances and less immunity in the gut. Our gut is about 70% of our immune system, and we need our hormones optimized to keep the immune system healthy and able to fight off things like yeast infections or bacterial infections. And so if you're somebody who's gone in and used antifungal medications or herbs only to have your Candida regrow, it's likely that you also have a hormone issue and you need to get that handled before the Candida is ever going to go away. Now, reason number 3 that the Anti-Candida diet is not going to work for you alone is that, I'm sticking my chest out here, but I don't believe you can starve Candida. Nope, you have to kill it. And you might say, well, what about all these reports? Or I had Candida and then I went on the Anti-Candida diet and I felt better. Well, that's great, but did you do before and after testing to know that you didn't have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or that you didn't have leaky gut, or some other infection going on in the gut? Because it turns out when you adopt an extremely low carbohydrate diet that's also full of healthy foods and free of processed foods, that you're going to get healthy no matter what. So you might have thought that you had Candida, went on the Anti-Candida diet, got better, and then you thought, oh, I'm starving it and I'm beating it. I'm going to argue and say that you have to kill it from what I know. You have to go in with a prescription or with herbal programs and directly kill Candida if you want it to be gone. But remember, it's a circle. Don't go in and do step 3, killing Candida, if you haven't checked for other gut pathogens and if you haven't supported your hormones. Otherwise, you're going to get caught in this circular loop and you're not going to get healthy. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of SCD Lifestyle TV. I hope you come back here for more episodes on healing your gut, on feeling great, and living a long, healthy life. And if you're someone who struggled with the anti-Candida diet or with gut health, or you know someone who's been on a very low carbohydrate diet and they're just not getting better, please send them this video. Give them a little bit of help. Thanks. You can find hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of articles about how the Candida, and at the same time, because those two infections are happening at the same time, you have to treat the worst